Welcome everyone to Private Universe. I went for a drive with Heaven and Jack. I took him for a little ride. We spoke about many things, including happiness, life, God, and philosophy.
We're living inside our God, just like an atom lives inside us. But I don't take any notice of that atom that lives inside me. But that atom is a part of me.
Okay.
And I think that I don't think of any religion. I just think that I'm actually living inside my God.
Okay.
Just like an atom would live inside me.
So does that atom help you, or do you learn from that atom, or is there any connection?
Everything helps me, but I
Sure.
don't, because I don't fear death.
Yep.
The
Sure,
idea
me
of
neither.
death is,
No.
I don't really fear it.
No.
Whereas a lot of, and I think that's what religion does. I think that religion was,
Yes.
the person that created religion was so smart. He said, okay, how can we market something? How can we market a product?
Yeah.
What can we work on? Okay, we've got to work on someone's fears. And what are our greatest fears in life? Death and being alone. Don't you think those are the two?
But also being poor, poor. Like if you have God, you have something instead of nothing.
True.
When everyone else is rich, I guess, to control masses. But yeah, interesting.
But I think that's how they worked on us.
So does that mean you're connected to everyone who came before you and everyone after you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were talking about that as well when you guys were. This guy, what's his name? Alfred. He talks about past life regression.
Yes. Yeah.
And someone as I guess previously as cynical as you, Carlos, would have sort of said, "Come on, past lives, God." Now you're starting to embrace a lot of new paradigms and that's the beauty of having people come into your life that you respect on a personal level, and you think, okay, let's see what this guy's got to say, and he actually makes some sense. And that's the beauty of new friends that you make.
Yes.
You know, you learn from them, and that's where you let go of your ego.
Yes.
Everything about me. Look, I'll just condescendingly say yes, I agree. But it's great when you figure out new people in your life and fucking makes some sense. Isn't that the beautiful thing about a new friendship or old friendships that, or you see someone that's changed. You haven't seen them for a few years, and all of a sudden they've learned something or wisdom, and you think, I like what you got to say. I'm appreciative.
Yeah.
Epa.
Yeah. I think for me, I love the Buddhist philosophy. I don't know that I prescribe to all of it, but I love that we're inherently good, and that even if you're not doing that well, you have potential. You can do better. You just have to choose.
And it's good that you said Buddhist philosophy, because Buddhism isn't really a religion. They never claim to be a religion.
Really. You can go to Buddhist teachings, and they never once speak of I guess a normal prescribed religion like Catholicism. I never like Catholicism because you're inherently bad, and you need Catholicism to save you. I really have trouble with that. That's right.
In Bethesda, the original sin caused us to be born bad.
Yep. And also it's anti-women too. So I just those two things. And also for children, I don't want my children to think that they're inherently bad. That's awful. Yeah. I love that, like the Buddhism philosophy, that you're inherently good, and say you're not doing that well, you can do better. Everyone can always do better. I love it. That's that. I really clicked. I remember I picked up a brochure one day in a shop, and something told me I have to go to this. It was amazing. I've not very often had that clarity, but I picked it up, went,
or that impulse. Something grabbed you to say,
I have to go to this no matter what. I have to go, and it's been very helpful. I love it. Yep. Yes.
What about you, Carlos? How have your opinions of spirituality changed? And I've seen it. I've actually seen in you a lot of, changes in how you perceive, whereas before it was nihilist. Have you seen a change in yourself?
Yeah, I think I have. I think basically I'm at the stage where, I have a lot of uncertainty. So, which means that you allow a lot of things that you would reject before when you're stuck to your own philosophy, if you like. You allow that to come in as well as a possibility, because there's so much uncertainty in the world, especially in the modern world, where there's so many types of philosophies and thoughts. But I'm just at the stage where I just believe that each one of us just has a perspective. And so it's a very, very thin slice of reality. So whatever it is, regardless of how certain you are of that reality, it's only a very, very thin slice of what the real reality is.
Yeah.
Because it's based on where you were born, the time of
of course.
life you
Yes.
were born.
Yes.
Yeah.
And-
the
and-
country you were born in.
The country you're
That's
born,
right.
your parents and that.
Yes.
And so you grew up with a certain language, with certain culture and that. And so you're stuck within. It's hard to get out of that.
Yes.
So we're all stuck within that very thin slice, if you like,
Yes.
of reality, which means that none of us really have a certainty of anything.
Of course. And the concept of a truth, it doesn't exist. You know, the idea of that, I know the truth, but what you were saying before, I am now this uncertainty. Uncertainty is a very positive step in human development, because when you're uncertain, it strips you of your ego. Your ego tells you before, no, these are my truths and I'm sticking to them and I'm certain about these things. But it's great when you let go of your own ego to allow uncertainty. I think uncertainty is actually a very positive human development trait, if you know what I mean. Because it allows that ego or the possibility of not knowing. Whereas, youth, you think you have all the answers, you think you have all the truths, and it's actually quite nice to know that you don't have the truths. And when you start realizing that, it's very... But again, we can talk like this, but
Yes.
some people can live blissfully unaware of things, and how are they worse than a person that overanalyzes or over...
And I think it forces you to focus on things you can control.
Yeah, that's it.
You
Yeah,
recognise,
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't control that, so
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on the things I can control. And being grateful, I think, like the whole like lottery of your birth. Like, we're quite grateful.
Yeah.
We're here, our children are fed, we have a roof over our head, all those things. Like, even if it comes right down to your terrible, terrible day, the worst happens, I can still, live a decent life.
Yeah.
You have the
And you were talking about how
possibility.
that now you want to start doing something. You want to start helping again.
Yeah, have a
you
more
know?
useful life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that gets me through a lot. I work in
Yes.
something that I do more for me than for them. It's weird that the feeling that I get when I do the work that I do, it's so rewarding, and it really, if it wasn't for them, I would have been in a really worse place. So it's funny
that's what they say, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm really happy with what I'm doing, and I guess now the fact that I can control it a lot more. Control is so important for me. Whereas before you had someone in power that was telling you what to do, but they didn't have the right ethics in place, and you actually had to sort of, okay, and then you think, fuck no, I don't need to.
Put
and
up with the system,
But I was never a put up with the system kind of person. I don't think, I don't think you were either, Carlos. So we tried to figure out how we can work with the system to make it work for our own philosophies. A lot of the time it's just taking control of your own, doing it yourself, not working for anybody else.
It's hard to get out of the system. I mean, the happiest people are the people that aren't aware
That's right.
that they're part of the system in a way.
I find it, for me, I'm happier because I accept the system. I've never really tried to fight it too much, which I find like a bit of a difference between those that don't. I'm like, oh, well, never mind, try and do this or that. That exists, so it exists. There's nothing else.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Smart
interesting.
move.
Maybe.
again-
It's not very creative though, is it?
But again, it's the first step. I think
could
that's
be
one of
within
the...
the machine. I could be just a product of the machine as well. Yeah, it's
Yeah, but now
interesting.
you can accept it. But once you're in, you think, okay, I'm in. It's But that's very... This is where we start getting the South American mentality.
Yes,
You
sure.
know, nod your head, say yes, work it out, work out what they're doing.
Yes.
And then we say, buscarle la vuelta. Find the... How would you translate that? Buscar la vuelta.
Find the
Work
other
within
way
the
or
system, but work... Just find the
It's
little...
like find
the
weak
way
spots,
around.
isn't it?
the
Yeah.
weak spot. Yeah.
Thing,
And then capitalize on that. But work within it, because we live in a system that we can't...
Yeah.
That's when you get frustrated, because you know that you can't fight the system. You know?
And you're taught a different system too.
So, yeah.
I think as well that there were always those exceptions. If you were savvy, you could go around. But then when you put in a system, well, you can't really do that. It's difficult. I think it's a lesson to be learnt.
But we were also taught, Heather, I think you're, Carlos and I, it wasn't the right way of working around the system.
Sure.
Because
okay.
that system wasn't really bringing yourself up. It was just keeping yourself at a certain level that you just got those little, you were really just cheating the system for the wrong way.
Sure.
But
I guess to say in your defence, if you went back, you would need all of those, wouldn't you? But more to survive in the system, say, over there.
Not really, because there's other people that were migrants as well that came in, and they said, no, I'm not just going to get the unemployment check and get my 9-to-5 job and just take it. And no, I'm actually going to work. But then there's that other extreme. I know someone that's just had 3 bypasses. He's worked his ass off all his life.
Sure.
And what's that saying that you use? Remar, but you end up rowing to end up in the same spot.
Yeah. Rowing and to die on
the shore.
On the shore.
Yeah, near the edge of the
life
river
you have to
or
enjoy.
ocean.
Yeah. You have to do things you like.
The thing is that the system is so well set up that even if you're
it's foolproof for the people that created it.
Sure.
It's that that the system uses that in order to create some type of fashionable rebellion, if you like. So anything alternative thinking can become a product of consumerism.
Yeah, it brings it
That's
in.
why you see T-shirts with Che Guevara on it.
Of course.
Sure.
And so
he would be rolling around in his grave if he knew.
Yeah, and we all know bands
what his image
that have started off against the political system, but so in the end they're offered so much money that's another way of actually consuming in a way. So we have a niche market for these type of people, but you can't get away from the system, and that's why a lot of people believe that this is kind of like the most sophisticated system
of what?
Of running society, if you like. Running society, because throughout history of humankind, there's been a way of making people fit into a certain norm, one way or another. Whether it's an aristocracy or whether you have a king or whether you have a democracy and so forth. So you give the people an illusion of freedom, life, but there's no one actually doing this. There's no one sitting down working out, okay, we're going to do this. It's just kind of like it's a balance of power. So
it's mechanisms.
Well,
you don't think there's anyone doing this? Is there anyone
I don't think people just gather around at night time and say, okay, how are we going to keep these people?
Is a little bit.
No, you're talking about Illuminati stuff.
Well, it'd be great if that were true, because then you have someone that holds the power. But power today is very hard to locate where the power is. I mean, really, the power a lot is in the media. But no, a lot of people fall into the media. So you have journalists, you have television, you have radio, you have a lot of organisations that are involved in that. But no one sits down and tells them, okay, this is what we want to do in order to keep people in line. It just kind of like happens because it's the right way to keep people in a way fulfilling their duties.
Yeah.
And in today's life, it's basically consuming and working, consuming and working.
I don't think there's the depth that there used to be, the range of people or options that there used to be. It seems to just be.
But they give you the illusion of options. They give that's an incredible thing. You're
There's
right.
an illusion.
There is the illusion that you have options.
Yeah.
Where in the end, they give you the illusion of options, but then it's great because that lulls you into a thinking of, okay, I'm a person that can exercise his own rights, but then at the same time, they've created a social
within
I think that freedom is being without debt. I think that this new illusion that we're talking about, freedom is lack of debt.
That was part 1 of my talk with Heaven and Jack. We drove a little bit longer and we started talking about other things and went deeper into some of the subjects we already touched upon. Hope you loved this episode. This is Carlos Camacho saying goodbye for now, of course, from Private Universe.